on there, and you asked me if it was good, and I said, it was on Netflix. So you going into, I can't remember what it was.
It's like 9/11 or something like that.
It might have been 9/11. I can't remember what it was.
Or was it maybe World War II? They've had a couple.
Oh,
of those
the
come
Joplin
out.
tornado.
Oh, I haven't watched that.
Yeah, it was a Joplin tornado.
Pretty good.
It was good. They just have more. They have more liberalism than I like.
So it's like more like we're having tornadoes because of global warming.
Well, then the people they interview are, not what I believe in. So I'll leave it at that.
I got
But
gotcha.
yeah. So yeah, liberalism, and then we got another movement that's pretty big. The last, I don't know, 12. How many years has it been?
Oh man, it's been
Since 2015.
2015.
So 10 years,
Yeah.
a decade.
10 years at least.
So when Adam asked me to do a podcast about this topic, I, of course, had to get online. Well, I say get online. I don't even have an Amazon account. My wife gets online, and she orders me a early Father's Day
it's great.
gift. So this is...
All the red counties.
Mm-hmm.
Man, look at Oklahoma there, buddy.
Yeah, it's all red.
I'm actually surprised in Kansas, but I guess it's Kansas City,
City,
and
yeah.
what's the one over a little
Probably
further?
is it middle?
Nah, that can't be Wichita. Wichita's like got to be like right there, isn't it? That can't be Wichita.
Oh, Topeka. Manhattan.
Topeka.
Lawrence, probably.
Lawrence, man.
Jayhawks.
Yeah, Jayhawks.
But I like the Jayhawks, just not...
I don't. We've talked about this. I don't like them.
You don't like them?
Nope.
I'm more of a
Can't stand them.
old school Roy Williams Jayhawk fan.
I mean, that's fair, but I just can't stand them. I don't like
That's
the
fine.
fans. I don't
That's
like,
fine.
except you. I like you.
I'm not a big fan anymore. But anywho, we're going to talk a little bit about the MAGA movement, and hopefully you prepared a little bit for this because I didn't do a whole lot.
I mean,
it's kind of self-explanatory.
I look forward to like kind of riffing off of your comments, but then I do have one area I'd like to talk about. But go ahead.
Okay. So MAGA, of course, stands for Make America Great Again, and Trump did not invent this. Okay, it's been used throughout by several politicians.
Is that right?
Uh-huh. Ronald Reagan actually used it in 1980.
All right.
He said, "Let's make America great again." Of course, this is when he was running against Jimmy Carter.
My father-in-law thinks he can do no wrong.
Jimmy Carter or Ronald Reagan?
Oh, no.
Okay, just clarifying.
Not a big Jimmy Carter fan.
Yeah. Never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Trump successfully, used this in 2016 and 2024, and then I put in quotes, maybe smiley face 2020. That's another topic for another day, but more and more is coming out about that nonsense.
Yeah.
We need like a phone line, do this live, and have people call in and ask us questions.
I do
about
think
that.
we
Like,
can
that
talk
would-
about that. I think we should
crazy.
shift to doing some of that. But yes, go ahead.
Because that stuff that happened in 2020 to 2024, I mean, you have to have your head buried in sand not to at least question some stuff. That's my opinion. So this kind of started with the Trump MAGA movement. It started in 2015 when he started coming down his golden escalators. And people are like, oh, he's not going to do anything. He's just doing it for popularity. He's not blah, 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 blah. I take great pride in being my brother and I, being on top of it from the beginning. And like, this guy's got it. You know, everyone else is like, oh, he can't talk like that in debates. Yeah, we need somebody to call out Jed Bush and Little Marco and Lion
I don't think you
Ted.
can be president if your name is Jed.
Jeb. Is it Jeb or Jed?
I think you're right. It's Jeb.
I think it's with a B.
I just got the saying wrong. Jeb.
But-
you can't be
yeah.
president if your name is
Yeah.
Jeb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Trump I remember that debate when he was talking and Jeb was like, hey, you need to apologize to my wife. He's like, I'm not apologizing to anybody. And then all the people started clapping. He's like, that's all his donors. Trust me, we try to get seats and it's his donors. And then, shh, quiet or whatever. I'm like, oh my God.
You know what it reminded me of? It's like, you remember Happy Gilmore? Not Happy Gilmore. Billy Madison. Today, Junior.
Yeah.
He just seems like that kind of over the top.
But or he would tell people like, oh, who was the other guy running? Oh, not Rand Santorum. That's way back. The guy from Kentucky.
Bernie?
No, this is Republican debates.
No, I don't.
I can't remember who it was. The guy from Kentucky, still senator. Anyways, he's a doctor, like an eye doctor or whatever. And he was questioning Trump, and Trump's like, well, I'm here at 60% and you're way down there at 1%. You shouldn't be on the stage. And I'm like, whoa. But he could do better, like with his presentation. But
I feel like he's toned down a bit.
he toned down for this election for sure.
I mean, he hit the ground running hard.
He hit the ground running hard. His first 100 days was crazy. But this is like the MAGA movement, what people think of it and what it probably actually is an American, like, exceptionalism. I can't even talk today. But, like, America first. Like, we take care of us first and not all this other stuff. And I don't know why people have a problem with that, honestly. He's never said, like, I don't want to help other people because he's done that his whole life. But when he says, like, hey, we're going to quit giving $100 billion to, I don't know, the turtles in Uganda or whatever, people, like, lose their mind. And, like, I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You're going to
No, I think, like, to your point where he says he still wants to help, I think he's proven that with, like, his efforts in diplomacy. Maybe not financially he doesn't want to help. And I think that's where he's, the tariffs and the immigration situation, and which, man, that's ratcheted up. So
I don't even know how.
But I don't know why people get so. It'd be like if you put somebody on the spot and said, do you want criminals in your neighborhood from other countries? You'd be like, no. Do you even want them from your own city? No, right. I don't. So I don't know. It's very interesting.
Not everyone, like you said, not everyone trying to cross the border. Now we're getting into politics more, but are good people, right? Like the media tries to say, well, all these people are escaping. Well, no, you don't walk 7,000 miles and be fatter than me and have a nicer cell phone than me. Like that's not logical. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
You're getting transported here, dropped off a mile from the border, and you have like brand new clothes. You have, not all of them, and they're all, military age males. Like, what are we doing? We're all the women and children. Like, they're there, but there's not like what they're trying to tell you on TV.
Sure.
That's another whole topic. So like closing the border, he gets killed for that. And, just a lot of crazy stuff he gets killed for. To your point,
that's a great way to sum it up, though, is we want to take care of America before we take care of everything else.
Right.
Yeah.
And in his last State of the Union address, he, because whatever he says, about 55 or 45% of the country hates it, right? They're so divided. Like he goes, I could come up here and I could give you guys the cure for cancer, and you guys would tell me, talking about the liberals, I was too slow at it. It's not the whatever. Like I could cure cancer and you guys would still boo me. It doesn't matter what I do. You guys are going to hate me.
Yeah.
And that kind of shut him up. But like, it doesn't matter what he says, what he does. They just, even if it's something they said like 6-7 years ago, now he's saying it. So he's agreeing with what they said 6-7 years ago, like with the border or the economy or these tariffs. They just act like he's the devil.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we have audio of you saying it 6 years ago.
You think part of that is his personality too? Like he's definitely like kind of.
I think you either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
I think he could rub people the wrong way pretty quickly.
Sure.
Because he demands control of whatever space he's in, right?
Yeah.
Like he has to be the guy.
Yeah.
Like you'll see him in pictures with like foreign presidents or whatever, and he'll literally move them out of the way to get himself better position. But then like when he gets asked about it, he's like, well, we're paying for this whole summit, so why shouldn't I be in the middle? Like, I mean, I can go two ways with that, but I mean, I don't agree with everything he says. I mean, I know he's made a lot of mistakes and they try to cover up some stuff, but he's just a different politician than anyone else in my lifetime.
Yeah, if you think about it though, if he was this would be like the good, like it's something I've talked about with others, but like if he were a liberal and was this verbose, like you know what I mean, like in your face, we'd be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
so he happens to kind of lean the direction we prefer.
Correct.
Which I think helps. Also, I don't know if a liberal person would want to make America great again, but I mean that would be a good question. But I think that may be part of it too. But
because there are liberals that are very loud and outspoken, but when they say things, like you said, it's so off the runway. Like, what are you talking about? But some of the things that go with the MAGA movement, like Trump first said, "Make America Great" in 2012 when Obama was in office, and just he does things like he knew he wasn't going to run that because he didn't want to run against Obama because might get beat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything he does is calculated. You know, even like in the 80s, he's like, well, I'll run eventually one day if I feel like it's needed. So get people talking about him, right? And then he does what's the TV show he had forever? The Apprentice?
Yeah, forever, man.
Right.
Like, I forget how many, like 10 years or something.
And that was to get his name out.
I think people forget that, yeah.
And that was
You're fired.
That was to get him out there, you know, where the public would know who he is and everything like that. And then when Obama was in office, you know, Obama wasn't born in America. I don't know. But he just does that to get views, get clicks, get people talking about him.
Sure.
Things like that. And he waited until it was time that he knew he could win in 2016. Like, he knew in 2008, like, we're not beating Obama. Like, Obama had that one.
Yeah, for
2012, it's hard to beat, you know, re-election. 2016 is like, I could beat Hillary, right?
Well, yeah.
And then 2020 speaks for itself. And then
she has to be one of the most unlikable people in the world.
Yeah, the turnout for that was pretty low on both sides because at that time Trump wasn't as well liked because he did a lot of good things that got people over to the Republican Party as well, and still is.
It is also like at that moment too, he was a celebrity. Mm-hmm. This is the first like celebrity. Well, I mean, I guess if you want to say Reagan was, but
he was removed because he was governor and all that stuff.
Well, like in our present culture, like the first like celebrity type person to. Mm-hmm. It wasn't a career politician. Let's put it that way.
Correct.
So
yeah. But it needs to be ran like a business, and they're like, oh, he's had 6 bankruptcies or whatever. But a lot of those he bought when they're already in bankruptcy. Anyways, it doesn't matter what he does. So a big thing of the MAGA movement is everyone's known for the red hats, right?
Yeah. You got one?
I'm not gonna say if I do. I mean, I got shirts. So what do you think?
You got shirts, yeah.
Flags, stickers, bumper stickers, bobbleheads. But
tattoo?
No, I don't have any. I don't have a tattoo of anything.
But if you did, it would be that.
Yeah, Trump's face, right on my right arm,
on your back.
Like yeah, full size, 45/47. But these hats. So they came out in his first go around, right? The MAGA hats, and I've never seen a article of clothing make people so mad.
Yeah,
like people will be walking down the street wearing a red America hat, and it says "Make America Great Again." It didn't say like "Death to whatever they stand for." It was just "Make America Great Again." And my goodness, the amount of just crap these people would take just wearing a hat.
It's the culture now, man. It's just extreme divisiveness, which I think he capitalized on, which helped.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And there's certain places like if I'm on vacation or whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna wear a Trump shirt here just because I don't want to risk it, right?
Where's this?
Just certain places. I wouldn't wear one like in Colorado. I wouldn't wear one. Now, if I'm in Mississippi, Alabama, yeah, I'm wearing one. If I'm in Walmart in Oklahoma, I'm wearing one.
Sure.
But if I'm going to New York City, I'm not going to risk it.
It's like Bethany's.
Just make smart choices.
Bethany, the kids are in Colorado this week.
I probably wouldn't wear one in Colorado.
Also, it's a certain month.
It's true.
It's a prideful month, they say.
It's true. But yeah, I wouldn't.
You don't think it'd go over well?
I don't.
Do we have a rainbow MAGA hat? MAGA?
Now, speaking of other MAGA hats, and this can get into what you want to talk about too.
Yeah.
Is this could be an own podcast too. Elon Musk. So he started wearing what he calls dark MAGA hat.
The Navy one?
Black.
Oh, okay. There's
blacked out.
I thought there was a Navy one. I like that one.
Blacked out. So Elon Musk is, I don't know, like he's out there too, and he has way more money than Trump ever could imagine, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But like Elon Musk is a very, I don't know how to even describe him, like colorful. I don't want to say colorful. Like he's just out there. He's just an odd dude.
Like super, super, super intelligent.
Super, like
very much thinks different about all kinds of things. Egomaniacal for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's thinking like I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for next month. Well, he's trying to create robots or whatever to go to Mars for people from 200 years from now. Like his brain is just wired differently than mine. Like I can't think.
He's trying to dig a hole in California to help traffic, like a giant tunnel, a huge tunnel.
Well, I also heard he's trying to I don't know if this is true or not, mine asteroids that have like all this
Yeah.
stuff on there for his Teslas. I don't know if this is true or
I've
not.
heard him. Lithium and stuff. Yeah. I've heard him talk about that.
So I don't know if this even. I don't know.
It's like Armageddon. He saw that movie and he was like, I bet I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He probably. Jeez.
I bet I could do that.
So him and Trump were close-ish. How two people like them can be.
Well, we talked about this, I think. Like,
yeah. So recently,
there's no way this is going to last.
right. But recently, they have kind of split ways and kind of said some things about each other. Like Elon's like, oh, Trump's on the Epstein list. Then Trump's like, blah, 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 right? I don't know if they didn't have it all planned from the get-go.
Oh, you think?
I'm kind of leaning that way because Tesla's kind of tanking, right? And so what's a better way to get somebody to buy Teslas back again than saying, oh, I hate Trump. So now people are going to go, oh, if I buy Tesla now, Elon Musk hates Trump now. So I'm actually supporting anti-Trump.
Because I do think
See what I'm saying?
they differ on like renewable energy for sure.
But they knew that going in.
Yeah, going in.
Trump's
Like it's the
like,
weirdest thing, man.
Yeah, Trump's like, I'm for electric,
Did
but I'm
the-
also for gas. Like,
Came in, did the Doge.
mm-hmm.
You know.
But I think it's almost I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if they have a phone call at night about, hey, what can we tweet tomorrow at each other to get them to hate you more and like me more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they're always playing chess, more playing checkers.
I love that.
Right? Like, they probably had this plan before they even started. Like, hey, at the 101st day when you can't do this anymore, you're gonna come out and say that I'm a sexual rapist or something, whatever, and
Yeah.
they're gonna get them to hate me more, but they're gonna buy Teslas. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
Tesla
yeah.
stock's tanking. I don't know.
It's tanking, yes.
But they might actually hate each other too. I don't know.
I just knew I just assumed it couldn't last.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
I mean,
I don't think any two people that are like that, when one's
Yeah.
actually in charge,
it's awesome.
Trump.
Yeah.
Elon, he's in charge of all of his companies and
Oh, he's control guy.
hundreds of billions of dollars, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so much money. Yeah.
and you put those two in a room together, like you said, it's only going to last so long before.
But to your point, that's a neat like the thought of it
Mhm.
being a play to get to emphasize certain things or different things. Like it's like Trump's like, come help me
Mm-hmm.
clean up the government,
Mm-hmm.
make it efficient. And I can't remember how much he's touted as in saving us so far, but then we'll do this period of time where we'll increase Tesla's sales by being. That's very interesting.
And I could be completely wrong, but I'm not the only person like out there on the internet saying these things.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't surprise me
Yeah.
because I mean Trump gets called everything but president every day. You know, I don't know. That's just something like because Elon, when he first came on the MAGA movement for this election, we're like, really?
Yeah.
Elon Musk?
I know, that's
Where are we getting him at?
also like you're. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when you think of MAGA, you think of people like me, you, like, I'm assuming you, me, like just
Yeah,
a
me.
normal,
I mean,
just
yeah,
a
I support.
normal,
I mean, if
Red-blooded
Hillary
American.
was running, I might think
Right.
different, but yeah.
but just a normal common folk, right? So then you throw in somebody like Elon Musk. He's like, oh, I'm the leader of dark MAGA. We're like, what?
Yeah.
Okay. But we all got on board with it because he was throwing
Modern day Lex Luthor.
out.
Luger.
Yeah.
Luger?
Luther.
Luther.
Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Superman. He's modern day.
But I think he helped Trump get elected because he spent all his money.
Sure.
By buying Twitter and,
Yeah.
and then Elon's a Twitter guy, but then Trump is no longer Twitter. Was it True Social or whatever?
Yeah,
so they
something
got
like that. Yeah.
and-
And at one point, they were going to go buy MSNBC together.
oh my God, that would have been so amazing, wouldn't it have? I mean, they threatened. See again. They probably just, hey, let's just set this out. We're not going to actually do this.
So. That's interesting.
Mhm.
What I've been most excited about was the Make America Healthy Again,
Mm-hmm.
like the dyes and stuff. So I'm hoping
Yep.
we start seeing some movement there.
There has been quite a few
Yeah.
things already taken out. I know, like some of the cereals and Skittles and stuff are getting rid of a lot of the poison.
Sure. They said
by-
they're going to put labels on like Doritos that say not safe for consumption.
But why? And that's another whole topic too. But like, why is our food so bad?
I don't know. I
So
don't know.
I'll say this: like Kayla and I haven't told you this, but Kayla and I started doing a carnivore diet like in the middle of April.
Whoa.
So
I'm writing this down.
I've lost like 25 pounds, and she's lost like
What?
I don't know. She's lost a lot too. So it's basically animal-based products, right?
Yeah.
So you're cutting out a lot of the sugar or all sugar supposedly, and then all carbs. I eat a few carbs here and there, just because you have to.
Yeah.
And I'll have a cheat meal every once in a while because I have to. But like when your body's going through that adjustment of not eating all that stuff,
yeah,
it is crazy. So then, like in the middle of April, we started reading labels on all the food.
Yep.
I'm like, why do we have this stuff in there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we have to add that in there? So it's like, man, we can't buy this, can't buy that. Now my kids still eat pretty normal stuff. Like I'm not telling them they can't eat but yeah, we started getting into it, and it was hard. Like I gave up pop for like 7 weeks. I started drinking like 0 calorie Gatorade. When some of that stuff, you got to see what it's sweetened with and everything. But our food, man, it's messed up.
It is.
Like the bread. What's in our bread? Have you read a label of bread?
Yeah. Well, it shouldn't last that long.
Enriched bread, and then they enrich it with like
it shouldn't
dyes and chemical. I'm like, what are we doing?
It just shouldn't last that long. Yeah,
it shouldn't.
I think we've talked about this before. I used to be big into nutrition, health, all those things. So I've done multiple just for fun. Like I've done like the keto diet before it was like a big deal. So pretty close to carnivore.
And that's what we're gonna kind of switch over to that here about a month.
Dude, I've been in ketosis. I used to take my glucose levels from my finger and I had tons of energy. Now I couldn't do some of the things I love, like jiu-jitsu and mountain biking, and like I was swimming at the time too. But point being though is I've just kind of been like meh for the last 4 years. I just kind of let it go, and then I think stress at work and all those things are probably. But I've been thinking about doing something like that. But that's interesting. We can do a whole podcast on this. We can talk about this.
Carnivore is kind of hard to do. Not gonna lie, and it's expensive because you're eating meat. Right,
ribeyes every day.
No, a lot of it's ground beef and stuff because that's
slapping
affordable.
yourself with ribeyes.
It's just I'll eat steak like once or twice a week.
Nice,
but you only eat like once a day.
Yeah, sure. Not hungry
because you're not hungry.
Yeah,
so
the same on keto.
Yeah, and that's what we're gonna kind of switch over to that. I think because that's where you can have more fruits and vegetables and stuff. I think.
No, if you do true keto, you're probably like 20 grams of carbs or less.
That's better than 0.
It's better than 0, but you got to be real, like so you can take your fiber out of it. But it's and you can progress. I progressed to get to a point where I was eating more carbs, but you got to be, you kind of got to be thoughtful of it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's
interesting.
But I think Trump is doing a lot of good things. I think Kennedy is doing a lot of good things, and it just honestly surprises me that they're getting the pushback that they get.
I think it's just a culture, man. I think it's divisive. So I don't think it matters anymore. It's just the way it's going to be.
Oh, the last thing, I think it was I don't know if he's running for president in England, United Kingdom, but he was like quoting Trump and like, let's make London or United Kingdom great again. So it's kind of spreading. And I don't know.
Prime Minister?
Yeah, he's running for prime minister, or I said president, but yeah, prime minister. And then so other countries are kind of catching on to the same thing. Like, let's put our country first a little bit. And I'm not a big tariff guy. I don't understand the tariffs, but I think it should be fair. I don't think we should be paying for everything and getting ripped off.
Yeah.
If that's actually what's happening, which I assume that's what's happening, because I can drive through our cities and stuff and see like, hey, there's no factories here anymore. There's nothing here anymore, which is sad, but.
Yeah, being a part of that world a little bit, I think, there's probably like a happy, medium somewhere.
But I'm gonna slap a tariff on China 400%. I'm like,
that's
probably not gonna work.
Yeah, it's just interesting how it's like I think it's his nature is to go like extreme and then kind of back down a little bit. But it's been interesting. Like I said, I felt like I don't pay, you know how I am. I don't pay attention to the news too terribly much, but the Elon thing like piqued my interest.
Yeah.
Because the guy, you're like, whoa, it lasted longer than I thought.
Well, I think there's something about 100 days, like because he wasn't elected or something, so he could only be there for 100 days.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
3
so
months.
we knew it was coming.
Like yeah.
But he's just a odd dude.
He's an
odd
dude.
He wears a T-shirt. He's like, who's the Fetterman wearing a hoodie in the
T-shirt with a sport coat.
Well, what are we doing? Put on a tie, man. I'm sure you own a tie company.
Yeah, if he wants to.
But yeah, he's
smart guy. Yeah.
But the MAGA movement's a real thing. I don't know if it'll die when he gets out of office, in a couple years, but I don't know. Marco Rubio's impressed me, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's talked about that at all, but he's kind of impressed me more so than J.D. Vance to take that next step, but that'll be a dogfight for that. But I don't know. We'll
Fun
see.
times.
We'll
3
see
more
if-
years?
He's almost got 4 years left. He's only been there for like 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Yeah,
3.5 years.
he do a lot.
You can do a lot. He hit the ground running, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well, that's fun. Yay, politics.
We should have wore red hats.
We should have wore. I need a MAGA hat. I have my Texas hat on.
That's pretty close.
Pretty close. Yeah. Big
But
fan.
there you go.
All right, you good?
I'm good.
All right. Adios.
See you.